if you're one of the maggot talking heads, you're going to jump on a lot of these things because you make your living online, you know which side of the bread the butter goes on, and so you're going to make videos about these things. But if you've got 4 open sexual assault charges in 2 different countries, maybe sit this one out. This is Rusty Trombone. I'll tell all, a new twist in the Epstein cover-up. There's footage of her speaking on, from the jail.
Let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals.
Epstein files, the story, the scandal, the conversation rolls on.
Also, I guess Dershowitz is lying through his teeth. They are not being suppressed because they are protecting people. They're being suppressed because they are fiction written by Hillary Clinton.
Because I suppose in the liminal space between what we assumed would happen with a MAGA populist Trump-led government and what has happened exist questions like this. Are there powers that transcend and supersede the power even of the executive branch?
Or is it possible that you're a fucking sucker? I am so tired of this bullshit where these guys go, there must be some cabal pulling the strings. That doesn't have to be, you dumb motherfucker. Epstein's best friend is the president of the United States right now. He's a serial sexual assaulter. He's an adjudicated rapist. There is no fucking mystery.
Of the American government in the form of the most idiosyncratic, divisive, and in some ways brilliant political leader there's been in the modern era, Donald Trump. A report has undercut the Department of Justice.
If he was brilliant, he would have passed an infrastructure bill.
His assertion that a video it released of Epstein's final hours in prison was unedited, but Wired determined the hours of long footage released by the DOJ to quell conspiracies involving Epstein's 2019 custody suicide was likely modified using the professional video editing software Adobe Premiere Pro. The file appears to have been...
There's an edit. I don't know why he has to cut that chunk out. What in the world could this asshole have said that they were like, nah, that goes too far?
Assembled from at least 2 source clips, saved multiple times, exported and then uploaded to the Department of Justice web.
Now, listen to that part again.
2 source clips, saved multiple times.
At least 2 source clips, saved multiple times. That's an overwrite. When you save something and then save something again, and then you save something again, you're erasing elements of the metadata. You copy it and then you copy it again. You do that on purpose. The last time they did it, they probably saved that software, the clips themselves so many times, and then they sausaged them together in Adobe Premiere.
Exported and then uploaded to the Department of Justice website, the magazine wrote. That conclusion was reached by video forensics experts who studied the footage's metadata. Hani Farid, professor at the University of California at Berkeley, whose research
there's 2 T's in that. I'm just saying.
Focuses on digital forensics and misinformation. Well, misinformation is a category that's been invented in order to ensure that only the information the government wants you to have reaches you. But what's fascinating now is there's been a regime change in the United States of America.
And they're directly doing it now?
The terms misinformation and disinformation were invented during the Biden administration.
No, they weren't.
Were promoted by Obama directly and vociferously in order to ensure that pro-MAGA populist media could be shut down. Now, of course, we have a new...
Which never happened. How would it ensure it when that wasn't even the attempt?
New question, a new challenge. What happens when your man, for the majority of our viewers here, is in government? And by that, of course, I mean the notable, notorious, and marvelous Donald Trump.
And marvelous, says the... guy with 4 sexual assault, rape, and violent sexual assault charges against him in the UK and Los Angeles. Marvelous.
Still don't get some of the things you anticipated. What questions does that bring to the forefront? Let me know what you think. If a lawyer brought me this file and asked if it was suitable for court, said this dude, I'd say, go back to the source, do it right. Do a direct export from the original system. No monkey business. Farid said his issues with the clip go beyond its metadata, however. He claims its aspect ratio shifts noticeably at multiple points. Why am I suddenly seeing a different aspect ratio, he remarks. So let's look into that. I know a lot of you guys are super smart in the Rumble chat, so why don't you tell us, why would there be a new aspect ratio? What does that suggest? Now, this is Benny Johnson.
Did they do it? Did the Rumble chat pipe up and tell him?
Ghislaine Maxwell is reportedly prepared to speak before Congress to tell her story. What do you think about that? There's a woman in jail right now. Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, is ready to reveal the truth of the paedophile client list, say insiders. So why are Republicans blocking her? The post I was sent was alleged to be...
God damn, the cuts in this. Look at this. I mean, when you're turd polishing, I would imagine you're gonna need to take a lot of breaks to get some more paper towels.
Say insiders. So why are Republicans blocking her? The post I was sent was alleged to be from someone working at the institution where Epstein was being held. And he said that Epstein on that night was taken to a medical facility and that a vehicle arrived at the same facility that was not registered in the customary way. Now, obviously, anyone can make these claims. You have to recognize...
Edit.
That a post online where someone claims that they work at an incarceration facility could, of course, be forged. But in the chat, someone said, well, all you need to do is check the IP address of this post to see if that person was in that vicinity at the time they made the claim that Epstein was transferred, and you would have at least some verification of its authenticity. Let me know what you think about that in the comments and chat. Here's...
God damn, is this dude just trying to, shuffle stuff around?
Epstein's former lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, swearing he knows that documents are being suppressed to protect individuals. I also heard he was on it. So, I mean, this is so complicated.
This is not an
It is so complicated.
opinion. This is a fact. I have seen, remember, I was accused falsely and the
Yes.
Epstein, and ultimately I was completely cleared. The woman admitted that she may have mistook me for somebody else and withdrew all of her lawsuits. And so from day one, from the day I was accused, I said I want every document out because I knew every document would prove I was innocent.
You're not innocent. You were close with Jeffrey Epstein for a long time. You helped him perpetuate the crimes that he carried out by being his lawyer, by being his friend, by everybody that partied with him is on the hook once they knew. And Dershowitz still hung with him after.
So let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them. But I'm bound by confidentiality.
To who?
From...
The only person that I know of that he's a lawyer for that isn't dead in the case of Jeffrey Epstein is Trump. He repped Jeffrey Epstein, but he also was Trump's lawyer. So if he's... I mean... I would argue this is an admission that Trump is who he's talking about.
A judge and cases.
Hey, check this out. Trump got ratioed for the first time ever on Truth Social when posting about the Epstein files. He's an extremely popular president, particularly, of course, among you.
No, he isn't.
Most of you are vocal, vociferous, and dedicated supporters of Donald Trump.
That's because this broadcast primarily on Rumble.
I would say, of course, that he's the politician the age demanded, the president the time required, amidst all the sort of ineptitude and...
Yes, we are in a really silly version of the simulation.
Decrepitude of the previous administration, someone that is robust, even while, of course, I recognise being a senior dude, was exactly what was needed. Someone that was schooled in social media more broadly, but was able to apply those techniques to social media. President Donald Trump's weekend post defending AG Pam Bondi's handling of the Epstein files has triggered an unprecedented backlash, making the first time the Republican has been ratioed on his own social media platform. So let's...
I'd like to also point out that this is Rusty Trombone citing Newsweek after he cited CNN, after he cited a bunch of other Daily Mail, legacy media, regular media, which he always shits on as being kind of the mouthpiece of propaganda of the deep state or the Illuminati or whatever the fuck. But anytime he needs an actual quote or actual news, he goes straight to it. It's the lamest, lowest rung hypocrisy you will find on all these maggot channels.
Really, it's just them desperately grasping at a bit of
It's like if I went to Gutfeld's show and used him as my source for an opinion or a piece of information. Like, well, if Greg says it.
Give stuff about Trump. Here's Trump's Truth Social post. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases gals? They're all going... And I don't want to hurt him. All over a guy who never died. It was written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, And the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with their Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, and the laptop from hell and more. I think that a lot of people are going to be on there, and that's what we're sort of looking forward to, isn't it? I mean, that's what I was looking forward to, and I have to recognize I got skin in the game, because I want to see, like, I want to see files released where it goes, oh, we're like, oh my God, I knew it. I knew those people are so corrupt. It will relieve me to feel it. I'll feel like, yes, got them.
Yeah, it's that whole Trump being the main character that you got to deal with. I don't think that'll be the feeling you get.
I also recognize, and as Bill O'Reilly said, that there are probably people that had relationships with Epstein that were just using his private jet. I mean, I ask you this. If someone said to you, do you want to use a private jet for nothing? Is your answer yes or no? What do you say? I'm like, yes, I do.
Well, no. I would not automatically do that. Especially if I had other options. If I was wealthy and well known.
Have you ever been on a private jet?
Yes, I have.
Have you got any idea how much better it is than being in an airport? It all goes away. Everything, the horror, the hell of airports just gone like that.
By the way, what he means by horror and hell of airports, he means other people. The public. Ick. I happen to like the public, so it's never been a problem for me.
By money. I mean, you know, you can forgive people for using free private jets, I think. Can you? Let me know in the comments and chat. What about...
Jesus Christ. He's doing the same thing Glenn Beck is doing, which is trying to farm this out to everybody. Holy shit.